Like,
I can't believe him saying, do you want to learn about my grandfather and Sigale? Yes. And then Violet goes, let's go with something a little easier. Where's your mom? Why would you ask him that? He's an orphan. No, I'm literally obsessed.
hey besties, welcome to Literally Obsessed. It's Cassy
And Brittany.
period. How are y'all doing tonight, or today, morning, afternoon? Welcome to another night episode, y'all.
Yes.
Y'all, we know y'all love these. No one has said that, but we love them.
Yeah, I think next week, I'm also just warning y'all now, is going to have to be a night episode because we are full-time girlies.
We are full-time goalies.
We're full-time goalies. And we, this is sometimes the only time we can film is at 8 o'clock at night after our full-time job.
Yeah, but it's so cozy and I love it.
Yeah.
So welcome, guys.
Welcome, everybody.
It is chapter, oh my gosh, I almost did the thing you said. Episode 16, and we're going over chapters 57 through 60. We have 2 episodes after this. Let's take a moment for the tears. Mm-hmm. But we're really excited. The rest of the chapters and the episodes are going to be pretty action-packed. So I feel like we just need to strap in and get ready for it because it's going to be a little crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But we have some fun things to share with you guys. Brittany, do you want to tell them the first one?
Sure. So we are partnering with my mom.
Yes!
She has a small business where she makes costumes, mainly children's costumes, but she also makes like accessories for adults, and she's made adult costumes. And she makes really great fun little costumes. So she gave us a code for you guys. It is Literally Obsessed 20, and we'll have it in the description or whatever, wherever you're listening to this. We'll have it somewhere. And that works on both her Etsy and her website, which I will also have linked down below.
Guys, it is quality stuff. You got to go check it out. It's so good.
Yeah, she's actually going to make it closer to Halloween. There's a little sneak peek. She's going to make us, I won't reveal what, but she's going to make us something to wear on the pod. So that'll be fun. Yeah.
And you guys, I believe you can have this discount from September 2nd. So already from when you guys are listening to this to December 31st, so the end of the year. Yes. So go ahead and check that out, guys. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mama Fuentes.
Yeah. Sometimes you can reach out to her on Etsy and like work with her on ideas. Mom, I hope you're okay that I'm saying that. But I know sometimes people have been like, hey, what about this? And she can like make custom things for you.
She's iconic. So check it out, y'all. Some other fun stuff we have is that Rebecca actually had a recent interview to us. This might not be...
I thought we did an interview with Rebecca.
We did an interview with her actually yesterday.
Yeah, we just talked to her.
It was a couple days, maybe like the past weekend that we had.
Yeah.
So a couple weeks from this episode that's launching right now. But it was was it in England? In the UK?
Yes, I believe so. In a church. It actually,
we're talking about the smutty smut.
We're filming pretty close to when we release this. So actually, usually we're like 2 weeks in advance. This one's more like a couple days. So it'll be, it's been like a week or two since this interview came out. But she covered some fun stuff in there. One of them was, they asked her like, who's most likely to, and she answered with some like characters. One that I thought was interesting is she said something about like who is most likely to lie, not for personal gain, but it was something like who's most likely to lie to like help them out or something. Yeah. And she said Xaden.
Yeah. What does
when
this
she
woman
said
know?
that, I was like, Rebecca.
You said that he was never going to do that again.
Now I feel like Violet.
Some of her answers, I would have said something differently, but like she is the author.
Sometimes I'm like, that's incorrect. It's incorrect. As if I was the author.
Like, I think I know them a little bit more than you, Rebecca. But yeah, a couple answers that she said, like, I think when she either said Liam or Jack, I was thinking Xaden or like
yeah, she
else.
Answered like 3 questions and she was just like, Jack.
And I was like, girl, no. And I know it's because she's
stop with Jack.
Yes.
Can we stop?
We're done.
We're done with him. I hate him.
But I was like, I know she's trying to just hide what's all going on in Onyx Storm. She don't want to give us nothing. Yeah. But there was some things that were like, the question that was asked felt so driven to Xaden, and I was like, girl, just say it.
Yeah.
It don't gotta be Jack the whole time.
I get it. She loves her Easter eggs, and obviously she can't reveal too much to us.
And we love it too.
Yeah. Going off of what, like, she shouldn't reveal, on the flip side, there was kind of a good thing, and that was that she said that there is no series without Xaden, and then she very quickly realized that she should not have said that. And, like, I think she realized she gave away, like, he's good, is what I'm taking.
But, like, thank you.
Yeah.
Now I think can sleep at night.
Yeah, he's good. I think there's going to be a happily ever after.
Yeah.
So,
ooh. Which
I feel like we kind of knew, because she's always like, at the end of the day, I'm a romance writer.
Yeah.
But then she's also like, don't trust me. So, I don't know.
I can't trust you, but.
But I did like her being like, there's no story without Xaden. And then them going, oh, and then she went, and she was like, fuck. And then she said that she cussed in church, and she was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, girl, you're talking about a smutty book in church anyway, so it's like, what does it have a difference? But no, I gotta follow her like itinerary, and we gotta go. I have my passport.
Okay, well, I don't.
Gotta get your passport.
I know. If she was doing something, I'm surprised she's not doing anything in like LA or close to LA.
Rebecca,
are we not in the entertainment capital of the world?
Girl, if you need a place to stay, I will physically move out of my apartment,
and you can move in.
You can move in. I'll totally give it to you if you want to come on down, and we can interview you.
Yes,
come on,
definitely.
If you want to go to the OC, come on down. Know. With that being said, this is just another reminder. We are, polishing more of our Patreon. We're getting a little better, guys, so be patient with us still. We've kind of updated a couple of things to the book besties and the book club and what is added to those subscriptions. So if you want to go check that out, the link should be in wherever you are listening this at. Same thing for our newsletter, guys. You know where to find us. If you would like to hear monthly recaps of what we're doing, our favorites, book recommendations, some updates about the pod, also join our newsletter that should be also linked. In content warning, you usually give this away. I'm not gonna.
I don't care. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I pass it along.
Content warning. We know that the rest of this book isn't too smutty, but we do like to cuss on here and talk about things that are R-rated. So just a warning for that. And spoiler, we are going to be talking about all of our theories, things at the end of this book, the entire series, interviews. So if you're not done with the book, finish it. Come back to us later.
Yeah, for real. Alrighty, y'all. Let's spill the tea, shall we? Okay. These are kind of long, so just like really strap in. I'm going to try my best to go through it. All right, starting with chapter 57. Violet has some deja vu as the meeting is held in Athbean, and she has been in the same predicament of finding out a Xaden secret and then being in these mountain ranges. We love when history repeats itself. Taryn and Sigale are fighting, and Violet is still grasping the fact that her super hot boyfriend is able to read her mind. This creates for an interesting start to the meeting. This meeting begins with Melgreen and I always say his name weird. And it's Lilith
Melgreen, I think.
Melgreen?
Yeah.
Dang it,
I thought for all of Fourth Wing that it was Melgreen.
Yeah.
And I was like, was that a spelling error in like maybe one page?
Because there's two E's, right?
No. I know. But I really thought that there must have been a page where there was like a spelling error because I held on to that. But yeah, it's Melgreen.
Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Melgreen and Lilith walk through the field, and there is some tension. Xaden and Mira give it to them both about what their purpose is. Melgreen, however, asks for support in fighting with Navarre because Samara is at risk of attack. This would lead to a loss of other outposts and ward expansions. In this debate of alliance, Lilith sees Brennan for the first time. Brennan leaves everyone with the mention that they will not be joining forces, which leaves Mira, Violet, and Xaden on the field with Lilith shook. Lilith, I can't, like, her, it's too much of a Lilith mentions to Mira and Violet that the words have been made from the instructions of Warwick's journal and they will fail. She shares important information about the Wyvern's dead body that tried to cross Aurasia's borders the day before. She says that the stones used to create them were nothing but cold mark rocks, runes perhaps. We'll talk about that later. Mom, I got sick of writing Lilith.
As you should, yeah.
Mom hands Violet the journal that she's been longing to steal and parts with her mom, begging for their survival. They fly back and start to look into Wyvern's bodies, finding a small chunk that is onyx marked with a rune on it. And it's also humming, ? The other carcass somehow opened its eyes, and Violet whips that little shit with a strike, and both Violet and Mira stand shook. Chapter 58. Violet is frustrated with her older brother for not budging on her attempt to change his mind about Samara. She goes to the sparring gym and sees a holy figure, aka Xaden, and he is strapped in his sparring gear and ready to fight, verbally and literally. In this sparring match, the two talk about their relationship and how they both will not share any more secrets. They will not hold any more secrets. Violet asks about Xaden's mom, and he shares that she left when he was young, and there was some sort of marriage contract. Violet also asks about his second signet and when it manifested. He says that it happened about a month after the shadows did. They agree on some things, smooch a little, and Xaden surprises her with a present, but she has to disarm him first, and he got her 2 little daggers since the ones she had were lost to the battle with Solus. It's 2 days out until the solstice, and the assembly will still not budge. Jacinia is still translating Lyra's journal. Violet has a new conduit that has a little strap on it, and they are nonstop making weapons, and it's literal wartime. Battle brief is now in session. Devira tells everyone that there are no attacks to note, but they do have a development on an updated map. There's a spicy battle brief as riders and flyers share their concerns about leaving their families alone to die in Navarre, and others were shaming them for it. In this, Violet realizes that the threat to Samara is a distraction and the real target is actually Basgiath and the Veil. It's go time, y'all. Take it away, Brittany.
All right, chapter 59. Andarna is being a pain, per usual, and the cadets are headed out on an 18-hour flight back to Basgiath. The flyers are staying back for the better, because they're not able to... Their gifts won't work. Yeah. Like, not their signets. Their gifts won't work. They won't be able to channel. And the assembly won't budge on the issue. The gang lands in Basgiath and makes quite the entrance before confronting Lilith. Everyone goes down to inspect the wards because Violet insists something is wrong with them. The tunnels leading to the wards remind Violet of the interrogation chamber, and our girl is having major PTSD. Mm-hmm. The 2 guards that were supposed to be protecting the wards are dead, and everyone charges towards the chamber. They found the wardstone, and worse, they found Bade and Jack Barlow.
Boo.
Before anyone can comprehend what's happening, Jack plunges a sword into Bade's throat and kills her. The blood extinguishes the wardstone, and the wards have fallen. Chapter 60. The ward is now broken into 2 pieces, and the flame is out. Although Jack should be dying, he's laughing. Xaden confirms that Jack somehow turned venom within the wards, and Nolan has been trying to mend him and help him for months. Jack confirms that it's possible to turn venom within the wards and that they can still channel from the ground, but might not be at full strength. Jack attempts to drain Dane, but Xaden comes to the rescue and knocks him out. There are only 119 cadets, 10 leadership, and less than 10 hours before the venom attack. The cadets all get their new assignments and prepare for battle, and after getting some rest, we get a final steamy makeout sesh before the chaos erupts. They get interrupted by Brennan, Rhiannon, all the flyers, and the first years, and Brennan requests permission to guard the airspace above the wardstone chamber so he can attempt to mend it, and Lilith surprisingly grants it.
Pretty crazy couple of chapters.
No, there was so much information, guys. It was really hard to get it into a small little deep dive, or spilling the tea thing for you.
No, that was... I was like reading the chapter. I was like, damn, how do I even summarize
so much is happening? Yeah.
But lots of fun stuff kind of happens. All right, y'all, just a little break before we get into our deep dive. We have a fun little discount code for you guys. Valessa is a women-owned pleasure product company. We have a code for 30% off of your purchase. It's BBLO Vibing. We'll go ahead and put that in the description down below. So if you guys want to check out, they have a lot of great stuff, and you guys can get a little discount. So thought it was pretty fitting for what we talk about, but check it out.
Here at the Smutty Book Club.
The Smutty Little Book Club. Anyways.
All right, should we get into the
Let's
deep dive?
Get into the deep dive, guys. Okay. starting with chapter 57, I'm sorry if I sound stupid, but I think we've talked about this many, many times. But some of these fucking characters pop out of nowhere.
Yes.
Like Fan.
Yeah. Who is that?
And it's sometimes, okay, like this is no shade to you, Rebecca, because I love you. But sometimes she'll explain characters like within the sentence that they're mentioned. And then sometimes she'll just spit out the name and then there's no context.
Yeah.
So whenever she doesn't spit out context, I'm like, okay, I should know this person. But then other times she'll say like Ulysses or whatever, and then I don't know, is that how you say it?
Well, he's pretty a pretty.
But like I know him, but I'm just saying, it's sometimes she'll add like a little
like
part
a
of the sentence, like a description of who they are.
I see.
But for Fan, I said, I think this is the first time I've heard this name.
I don't remember ever hearing about a Fan. That's just me.
Yeah. So just sometimes there's characters that pop in and out, and I'm like,
literally no wonder that post that she made where she was like, I killed him off. No, I can't use her.
Yeah.
She's probably confused too.
She doesn't remember all the names that she's killed off.
I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either. But I was just like, am I the only one? Am I the asshole that doesn't remember? When Violet said that they will be fighting about this later, talking about him being able to read her intentions, it's like, what do they have to fight about? Haven't we had enough? Enough is enough, girl.
And also, like, he already answered her question. Like, no, I stopped doing it the second you meant more to me than just being the general's daughter. No, I blah blah. He answered all the questions. What was left to argue about?
I don't know, but she's just like, we'll fight about this later. Like, you're acting like such a pick-me girl, bitch. Like, stop.
I wrote down that in response to this, at that interview, Rebecca was saying that every character is flawed. This is Violet's flaw.
Absolutely.
She will not give it up. She will not always give it up. Try to fight with anyone and everyone.
And it's so damn annoying. She's so stubborn. It pisses me off.
Yeah. Kind of going off of that. So, if you were in this situation, Xaden is your smoking hot boyfriend.
Yeah.
You find out he is intrinsic and can read intentions. How would you react to this? Because I just want to like put it in perspective of like, is Violet being a little crazy, or because I can sympathize, but also like
okay, I could also sympathize because I can sympathize in a very small amount.
Right.
The only small amount that I have is like, it is a secret that she wished to know, and also it somewhat invades her privacy, right? That's it. Moving next to the pros. Sometimes I think that would be really easy for someone to just read my mind, because sometimes words is kind of hard.
Right.
And then
sometimes don't you just want a guy to read your mind?
Yeah, because I'm like, when you're thinking like, oh, I wish I could like get a cute little sweet treat at the end of the night, like, and you don't want to ask for it, you'd hope that they just do that for you.
Right.
I don't know if that doesn't make me sound like toxic. No, right?
No, I don't think. Sometimes I'm like, dang, I wish my boyfriend could read my mind.
Right.
Like, I shouldn't have to tell you, just figure it out.
Exactly.
Or like when I'm mad, and then he's like, are you mad at me?
I'm like, because I'm like, stop asking.
If you have to ask, obviously I am. And, I'm like, and I want you to figure out why. I'm not going to tell you. And like, I get it. That's probably toxic. But I'm just saying.
And then on the fun side of things.
Right.
Hell yeah. Read the mind.
And I have a note on that as well.
But in like reality, I think she needs to understand, and I think she does through the progression of the rest of the book, of how dire it was for him to keep the secret, and how she even said like it means a lot, and thinking about this within the past week that they didn't talk brought a lot of attention about how much he cares for his own life.
Right.
And I'm like, girl, if you would just keep that at the forefront of your mind and didn't constantly think that it was just against you, and I don't know, and she was sending all these allegations about it, and I just feel like she didn't sympathize with him enough than she should have.
Yeah, no, I think if I was in this situation, like, obviously, yes, to some degree, it's like a violation of privacy, and it's like, oh, what do you know about me? What have I thought around you that you've like picked up from? But also, like, this is literally something that could have gotten him killed.
Right.
So I think he was justified in keeping it a secret, and like you said, it wasn't just like it was a secret against her. This is like a life or death kind of secret. Yeah. So I feel like I would not be this upset about it.
Right.
If anything, I would just be like, oh my God, what did I say? Like, that's embarrassing, you know?
Yeah.
But like you said, she says like, oh, you're no better than Dane or something like
That's
that. Or
crazy.
he says, I stopped reading your mind when you were so upset about Dane. I realized I was no better. Xaden, baby, you're not like Dane because you used it for pleasure and Dane did not.
Yep.
So I want to be like, Miss Violet, all those times that you guys were hooking up, you didn't enjoy that when you felt like he could read your mind?
And she always mentioned it. She's like, as if he read my mind.
As if he knew that I wanted him to do blah, blah, blah.
Girl, you're upset?
Please.
She's just so stubborn with knowledge. And it's like, she's like one of those that is like the first to answer in a classroom. And she'd get really pissed off if another kid answers it first.
She's the kid that's like, we had homework.
Oh my God.
When the teacher forgets.
Or she's like, have you seen that Zoom call that like went viral? It's like, Mrs. like Roberts, the quiz answers are in the chat. And they're like, hey, Samantha, shut the fuck up.
No, that's
like she would be. She's like the teacher's pet.
Yes,
she's so annoying.
100%. I also just her saying that she is becoming complacent with betrayal. Violet, shut the fuck up. I literally can't. No one has. Oh, I'm so sorry. I get passionate when I'm talking about her. No one has done anything against you.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, like, even I will argue on Dane's side for this one. Like, he didn't realize he was putting you in danger.
Right.
But everybody is rooting for you, Violet. And you're just like, maybe I'm just becoming complacent with betrayal. Everybody betrays me. Everybody lies to me.
She's so pick-me.
She's a pick-me.
She's so pick-me.
For sure.
Oh, I hate her, but I love her.
I know.
And it's within that part too, it just felt like unnecessary for her to mention that she's so complacent with betrayal. She's like, I'm just so used to like
people lying to me,
to my face, and you know, just not being real. Like, I'm always real to people. And I don't know, it just,
which you're not, Violet.
You're actually,
if you need a reminder,
you're so fake at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. I saw you did this, but I haven't read it yet.
Good. I didn't want you to.
Okay. But there was a moment and I was like, is this a typo or am I just stupid? I am a person. I don't know if you guys relate to this, but I misspell and I have really bad grammar sometimes, and Brittany thankfully is a good friend and calls me out at it sometimes, so I appreciate it.
Even though she gets mad at me.
But, it's all in fun. And in this part, it says, speak your piece, Melgren, but it's Piece. And I was like, is that a typo or is that, I don't know.
So I read that and I was also confused for a moment because I was like, speak your piece, Piece, makes sense. But also Peace also makes sense. So I looked it up and this is what I found from the Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Period.
And it says, say your piece and say your piece, Piece, and hold your peace, Peace, are separate idioms. So say your piece refers to stating your opinion or your piece or part of the conversation. This is often confused with hold your peace, which is often associated with the marriage objections and refers to remaining silent and peaceful. So frequently even in professional writing, the confusion is apparent and sometimes written as say your piece, Peace, but that is technically not correct.
Okay.
So Rebecca, you're right in that.
Cool. I do love how you look that up because that's such a research English paper answer and I love it. That's amazing. No, that makes sense now that you mentioned like piece of information.
Yeah.
Like speak your piece of information.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm more smart now.
Okay, so this isn't really explained, but I was just curious, what beef do we think Ulysses and Melgren have? Because they're pretty crazy towards each other and like hostile and catty. I want to know what happened. All we know is that they knew each other and that this entire time Melgren thought that Ulysses was dead and was apparently happy about it.
No, what was the what did he say?
Something about like, oh, you're typical to run away from a battle, which is why I didn't mourn your death.
Yeah, that was a crazy line.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think the beef is?
I really don't know. I know that sometimes like like sometimes they go in and out of battle, or like maybe they're a professor, so maybe Ulysses taught at Basgiath. Maybe I'm forgetting that.
I don't know.
But they obviously work together at some point.
Co-workers, am I right?
Yeah, I get it.
I get it. I get it.
I don't know. I hope maybe it touches on it later. I'm just curious why they don't like each other. You think?
I hope. No, they were very catty. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. You're so right. Honestly, I don't think Ulysses has been mentioned so much before.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just curious. Obviously, they knew each other at one point, and they did not get
Pissed
along.
each other off.
So it would be great if we got answers to that.
Yeah,
eventually,
for sure.
Okay, so Violet immediately using Xaden to read other people's intentions has me rolling my eyes. And she does comment on this later, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I tried to use you as a weapon, just like." That's why they kill Intrinsics, because I did exactly that. And he's like, no, sweet angel Violet. Shut up, Xaden. It's okay to be like, no. Call her out.
Yeah, he really pushed that aside. And I was like, dude, come on. Stand up for yourself.
And she was kind of toxic in the way she said it, because she was like, I'll forgive you for everything if you read his mind and tell me what he's thinking.
Ugh, what a manipulative little bitch.
Yes.
That's so manipulative.
After you just told him we were going to fight about this later.
It's just she's never consistent with what she wants. We've known this since day one.
Right.
But especially with how sensitive, like, I'm not going to get too much into this because I literally have a big ass point about this in the next couple of parts. But he was so sensitive about this topic and bringing it up to her.
Right.
And how, like, they were dealing with this.
Right.
That her weaponizing him was my fucking last straw. It was so annoying, and the way she did it was just so demanding, it felt.
Yeah.
And he did it because obviously, and he's like, no, you didn't do it, like, I did it. It wasn't like, it was different, like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, Xaden, baby,
like, would I occasionally ask you to read somebody else's mind?
Maybe, but not that soon.
Not
right
like
after
that.
I yelled at you for doing it.
Yeah. I don't know. It just irritated me. Rubbed me the wrong way.
I get ya.
Okay, so wanted to bring this up. Cassie kind of mentioned this in the spilling the tea portion. But when they cut open the wyvern bodies, it says, and I quote, Mira draws back a polished chunk of what appears to be onyx marked with a complex rune. A lot of mention of onyx.
They love
and the
the
book
word onyx.
Is Onyx Storm. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay, now that we talk about this,
yeah,
how do you visualize what a rune inside a wyvern looks like?
Let me tell you what I thought of. Okay, I thought of this little hunk of a body on the floor. Okay. Mira went,
yep,
cut it open. Sorry for you people just listening. This is not gonna make any sense, but this is for my visual watchers right now. She cut it open. Okay. She reached in, she pulled out, to me, like a lump of coal.
Yep.
like a black stone.
Right.
Maybe not a lump of coal, maybe like, one of those smooth
Yep, I was thinking
stones.
a smooth rock. Yep.
Yeah, smooth rock.
But like a good size.
Yeah, it's big. It's like, like a base, maybe a little, like a softball, maybe.
I would say like a Carl's Jr. double Western bacon cheeseburger size.
Okay. Deal. I don't think that that's how big they are, but oh, I see. You're doing it from this way.
Yeah,
okay.
But like you're
got it.
Like rounded like that.
And then when I think of runes on like a rock, let's just say, I just feel like it's an intricate, like I think of obviously like the book, so like triangles,
like carved.
Like carved triangles and shapes and figurines.
I agree. That is exactly how I picture it. And then what I pictured onyx was just like in the carving, that it was like gold flecked type.
Well, I just pictured a black stone.
Yes, a black stone, but with like
I see.
And like the filling of it was like,
this is gonna be a random
thing
that came from it.
I'm excited.
Halloween Town. You ever seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. You know when Aggie gives Marnie that stone, and then she's like, hieroglyphics, that's so cool. Think of that, but like 10 times bigger.
Wait, I gotta
Like
see a picture. I haven't seen it in a while.
Smooth stone.
Halloween Town stone.
It just comes up with the pentagram.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember like Marnie wore a pentagram necklace, so I wanted to wear a pentagram necklace. But then everyone was like, pentagrams are so bad. I was like, I thought they protected you from evil.
No, we grew up in a different era, Brittany. They thought that there was evil.
No, that's what I just said.
Oh, right. Selective hearing.
Yeah, I can tell. Dang it. I wish I could find it.
It was, I remember what it looks like, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. It was like, it wasn't that big. It was like this big?
It was really small when she gave it to her in the movie. I mean, like, we'll just have to pull up Disney Plus and watch it, honestly.
Okay,
but,
sorry guys. Movie time.
Yeah, sorry. You guys won't get to see it, but
if y'all look it up,
just watch it. It's within literally the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, it's really cute.
And if you haven't seen Halloween Town,
what are you doing? We jinxed.
We did.
You owe me a Dr.
We
Peppa.
should do a deep dive on the Halloween Town book.
Oh my god! Fuck, we gotta get on that.
We gotta get on that. It's like 12 pages long.
Okay, period. But yeah, very interesting to circle back, but just interesting in general for a wyvern to have a rune inside it.
Yeah, very interesting.
Very interesting. Yes. How is it placed there?
Well, they're created. Well,
that's what I envisioned. Sorry to just the listeners.
I mean, I was thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking more so like they create the rune and then the rune makes the wyvern. I don't freaking know.
When two runes love each other. All right. To add to my Delulu list of Andarna and her connection with Violet, in this chapter she says this a lot. Glimmering bond. She mentions how their bond is always shimmering and how glittery Andarna is. Could this be a description that could somehow figure out a second signet? Why is her bond with Andarna always so light compared to the strong force of Terrans? I know it could possibly be from her adolescence and how young she is. I really don't have a point to this, but I'm just giving it out there to the universe that she always likes to mention things about her bond with Andarna being glimmery. It has a like glimmer shimmer on it. I don't know.
I mean, there has to be something with, because Terran also calls her golden one and calls Violet silver one. Obviously, there has to be something in that. I need to reread Xaden's POV to see if he says something about the bond with, like, what he sees Violet as, because you know how like Violet explains him as like onyx or like a shimmering onyx. What does he see in his mind when she's close by? You know what I mean?
We do need to go back and read that.
Is it silver? Is it
gold?
Is it gold?
What is it?
Oh my gosh. And Rebecca's going to be announcing, or she's going to be releasing another Xaden POV, which we've got to get our hands on.
I'm so stressed out.
Dude, I'm also just like, I'm sick of this, Rebecca.
Give me a whole damn book,
yeah,
please. But yeah, I don't have a point to that. I wanted to put it out there. You guys know my obsession with Andarna. All right, chapter 58, shall we? When it literally opens up, I think, or it's within the first couple sentences of being like something asshole, stubborn asshole.
Yeah, you're a stubborn asshole.
I'm like, Violet, do you not see the resemblance between you and all your siblings? You guys are all fucking not spoiled, stubborn, and it's not just Brennan. But she's so quick to being pissed off, you know? She's like, I don't get my way, so I'm pissed. You're a stubborn asshole.
Can you relate as a younger sibling? Because is it just her being a younger sibling?
Okay, well, you put it like that.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, yes, but also no.
Okay.
Because I think that Brennan had they weren't what I would like agree with reasonings for why he didn't want to join. I think he had valid points as to why, but I also obviously agree that with Violet's side of why they should have. But so that's why I think that she was just overreacting too much. And also it's like you need to also get the agreements of other people, not just your brother.
Right.
But I don't know. I was just saying that she's all spoiled or stubborn, but you're right. That is a very younger sibling characteristic. Thank you so much. To get into some fun stuff, the thought and sight of Xaden just standing in the sparring gym just has me so feral. Because the way she described, she said, I open the doors with more force than I usually do.
She goes,
and then he's just standing there like.
Do you think he was waiting for? He's like trying to look chill. He's like shirt on, shirt off. What should I do? He's like, in the mirror,
like, shit.
Fixing his hair.
And then he went. He heard the and he went. Oh my god, he's literally dressed to impress. Guys, I hope you guys are also on that side of TikTok. Brittany hasn't really gotten much of it, right?
What?
Dressed to impress?
I know the saying.
The Roblox game?
I don't play Roblox. I'm sorry.
I just envision it.
Oh, the game. Okay, I do know what
like
you're
the
talking
little runway game.
Yeah.
We got to do a fourth wing.
We literally talked about this the other day.
I know.
And that's, I was saying, if you guys, did you guys ever play Dream Life back in the day?
I never did.
Well, I'm sorry, you missed out on some pivotal points of your youth.
I did. But I can just imagine him he's like, strike a pose. Strike a pose. He's like, what's that one in The Grinch? He's like,
Oh, yeah.
That's it, I'm not going.
That's him.
It's him prepping. But he just probably was just so hot. Just like standing there.
Yeah, probably. Oof. Probably.
Continuing.
Yeah.
Her saying that he crooks his finger. Oh my god. I don't know why, but that's hacked. HATT. Like, and also the flirtatious things that he was saying while they were sparring, it just felt like the innocence of Fourth Wing, like the beginning parts of their relationship.
Yeah.
And him being like, girl, that's on me on the floor. Oh my gosh. It's just so cute.
I was thinking, they have to execute this perfectly, obviously, when it becomes a TV show. But she said this multiple times when they spar that, like, before she can even comprehend what's happening, he's already like, boom, got her on the floor, right? But he always does it in a way that's not hurting her. Like, he somehow supports her so she doesn't actually hurt herself. They need to execute that perfectly.
Imagine they don't, and she just don't.
He goes, boom,
and her head's like, no. she's like,
ow,
oh my, yeah, that did, oh my god. She's like struggling to stay alive. Bones are breaking, and he's just like, yeah, you're cute. And she's like, thanks. But I do love it. I'm telling
you, the downfall of this show is going to be that there is nobody perfect enough to play Xaden. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I'll be really pissed off, but yeah.
I know. Well, thank you, Xaden, for finally being an adult and setting some rules and some boundaries in the relationship. It's about time that somebody did so. So I think it's so cute of him to be like, we don't fight in our bedroom. And she's like, since when? He's like, since right now. I just made that up.
I just hate when she's just like, since when? Huh? It's called a relationship. Things change. Yeah. They evolve. They add.
I think that's such a good
such a valid rule
to have in your no, we're not going to fight in there and like taint the space. You know? And
then he's like, you make a rule.
Yeah. She's like, what? I can't make a rule.
I can't make a rule about a relationship.
Okay, so going off of that, Violet asking for full disclosure. She's like, I need to know everything. I need blah blah blah. And then she's like, but I like totally understand that you might not always be able to tell me everything, and like that's what being a writer is. But it just feels foreshadowing that either Xaden still has secrets. I don't fully trust Miss Rebecca. Or there's going to be some fight similar to this in a future book.
I agree. So I didn't write this on here, but what just kind of came in my mind as you said that is I feel, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that he goes back and forth of when he says he stopped reading her mind. I think we talked about this last episode, right?
Yes.
Of like when exactly he stopped.
Right.
He says that it was when he saw how Dane like affected her. He said that it was after what was it, like with a
like after he fell in love with her, and then after she was more to him than just the general's daughter.
So it's just like a very blurry line of when he stopped, and then her being like, you promise you will never read my mind again, and he says, I promise.
Right.
It just the vibe was just like he's either still doing it, girl, or that, you know, I don't know. It just seems very interesting to me that it was so emphasized that he promises he will never do it again. So quickly after she found out about it. You know what I mean? It just feels a little weird.
I will say, because obviously we talked about it all through our Fourth Wing deep dive, of every time that she feels her scalp prickle, it must have been him reading her mind, which she kind of confirms, because she says like, oh, I'm remembering that I used to feel my scalp prickle around him. It did stop, and I remember like it stops in Fourth Wing, but it didn't stop after they kissed.
Yeah.
And obviously it continued to happen even into Iron Flame, because he responded to things that she was thinking.
Right.
And I think he's gonna subconsciously do it, because he does straight up tell her like, our bond makes it 10 times more difficult, or I guess not difficult. It makes it easier to read her mind. So therefore making it difficult for him to not read her mind. So yeah, I feel like he will subconsciously read her mind, even if he doesn't mean to.
Yeah. And maybe it's more emphasizing that he will not do it in like in a malicious way, which he hasn't really ever done, but I don't know. And maybe that's his selective truth, is that he promises he'll never do it that way. You know, but he will still continue to do it without control. Maybe.
Yeah. That's fair. All I'm saying is, if my boyfriend read my mind for my benefit, I wouldn't mind.
Hands off of me.
But that's just me.
That's just me. Okay. I'm going to pull this out. And I don't want to take too much time, but I also think that this is just so perfect. And you know, when they say like love in books and you want the love in books,
right?
This is what I mean by that. Xaden's confessional, or she goes, the line between his brows smooth, and he goes, I need you to know that no matter what information I hold, you trust me, love me enough to realize I'd never let it hurt you. I'm not the easiest person to know, but I've learned my lesson, believe me. Even if it's classified, I won't withhold any information that affects your agency. He swallows, then balances his weight on one arm and runs the back of his hands down the side of my cheek. I need you to know you won't run, and that you'll know you'll never have to. It's a small confessional, but I just think it shows his little vulnerable side and him being so scared of losing the one thing that is so valuable to him.
Yeah.
But it's just, it means a lot. And then she mentions, she's just like, I love you no matter what happens, blah, 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 blah. And then she's like, you're my gravity. This is another mention of her saying that Xaden is her gravity. And he's just so happy and genuine when he hears that, and he goes, gravity, with a little smirk. But yeah, just very cute. And I loved that little moment. When Xaden brings up his mom and she feels bad, I literally wrote down in my Kindle and I said, yeah, you dumb bitch. I smelt that a mile away, that you'd feel that guilt. Like,
I can't believe him saying, do you want to learn about my grandfather and Sigale? Yes. And then Violet goes, let's go with something a little easier. Where's your mom? Why would you ask him that? He's an orphan, dumb bitch. Why would you ask him that? I just can't believe it, guys.
I've seen Brittany angry, but I don't think I've ever seen that Brittany angry.
I just don't understand why she thought that was a good idea.
It wasn't. It was not.
Obviously,
girl.
He doesn't want to talk about his mom.
He
and
avoids
also,
it every time.
We want to know about Sigale and his grandfather.
She also makes a point. She's like, no one ever talks about her. There's no paintings of her.
I wonder why. God.
And then she goes, a moment passes. Like, it's a little too long. Bitch. I would have just walked away and gone.
No, I would have actually. We're done. Sorry I brought it up.
Oh my God. You literal dumb. You're so insensitive, bitch. That's his mom.
Gosh, like, what if he's like, yeah, so how's your connection with your dead dad? Oh, sorry.
That's amazing.
Anyway, going off of that, Xaden mentions that his parents were in a marriage contract and that she had to produce an heir and stay until he was 10, and then she was free to leave. So maybe he does have another sibling out there in the world. Maybe she went to be with the Venom. Who knows? But I'm excited to see what happens in the next book because Rebecca has confirmed that we'll meet her.
That's crazy to me. That
I want to know how. I want to know when. Where's she going to come from?
I'm interested to see how she would interact with Violet. When Xaden puts forehead to forehead and says, tell me we're all right. Tell me this didn't break us. Really confirm that he's such a words of affirmation king.
Yeah.
And him being so vulnerable kills me. We've talked about this before of their like love languages, right? Seems like
I feel like we have, but I don't remember.
What's hers? Is it acts of service? Acts of service, quality time.
So. I think it's acts of service.
Uh.
I think so.
Do you think so?
Or words of affirmation.
But then she never believes it.
What she receives, right? Or
yeah.
Or do you mean what she gives?
What is like what's her love language that she needs, like she needs to receive? For Xaden, I think it's words of affirmation. Do you want me to look up all of them?
No, I know them. I'm
okay.
Just don't feel like she relates to any of them.
She actually has never felt love.
Maybe it's quality time.
You think so?
Maybe.
It's weird because it's like I couldn't really tell you. I want to look it up. Love languages.
Because it's acts of service. Sorry if you guys can hear that.
That's amazing.
Should I do some ASMR for us while we look it up?
Yeah.
Hold on. Did you hear it?
Yeah, but you gotta like do it louder.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of liquid and not a lot of ice in here.
Give a good crunch.
Hold on, there's so much.
I'm like, come on, give me the crunch. Ooh, that scratched me. It like tickled my eardrum. That was good. Thank you so much, Brittany. Okay. Words of affirmation, acts of service, physical touch, quality time, and receiving gifts.
Yeah. See, I don't think it's receiving gifts.
I don't think it's words of affirmation. It's either...
Ooh.
Do you think physical touch?
I really don't know what
I don't know. Maybe it's a combo.
It's a combo, maybe.
3-finger combo. I don't know.
3-finger combo? That's crazy.
Y'all love canes too. I don't know. What do you guys think Violet's love languages? Because obviously we can't fucking figure it out, nor can Xaden. As much as I have beef with Violet, she is smart at the end of the day. We've said this before. And honestly, I was like, yes, girl, yes, when she discovered how wrong they were about Samara. I'm like, that's just so smart. Mm-hmm. Like, she really thought about that.
Where did that come from? I wouldn't have gotten that.
She went, if 2 + 2 is 4 and 4 + 4 is 8, fuck, guys, we're being distracted. Like, and everyone was just like, she's got that look.
I guess we're following her.
We're following her. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'll give her that. She's brilliant at the end of the day. She's not street smart.
Mm-hmm.
Poor girl. So we open up with the epigraph that says, "We do not eat our allies" by Taryn, but obviously Xaden does. That's all I wanted to say. And then I wanted to add on a bit of a smart.
Wait, bitch, I just got that. Oh my god. Me being like, when did he like eat a body? And I went, oh my god, bitch. You are the funniest person I know. That is funny. That's so stupid.
I didn't think it was that original. She's like crying right now.
That's so fucking funny. Oh my god. It's the way I totally didn't fucking get it. And I was like, yeah. And then you moved on. I said, wait, the fuck did you say? That was so good, dude. Give a round of applause to Brittany, guys.
Thank you.
That was the funniest thing I've ever heard, but please continue. Oh my god.
Okay, I just wanted to say on a smart note, this says that it's a personal addendum that's quoted by Violet. So this makes me think that maybe she added to the Book of Brennan, or maybe made a book of her own / supports my theory that in the end she writes a book and all is well, and that's what we're reading, and they lived happily ever after.
She said, Tara always says we do not eat our allies, but that's not what Xaden did last night. Because he ate me like it was a Thanksgiving dinner.
But Tara, you might want to check in with Xaden.
Because I'm pretty sure it's not right.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny. But so true. Maybe she's an author touring after her days of battle and war.
Maybe.
It's a slow life now. To piggyback off of that, he always says that, and like, what dragon ate like another dragon? And that's like a rule.
Well, he did pop out Solus's eye.
He went. Imagine he bit it like an apple. But I'm just like, damn, like what happened? He feels so strongly about it too.
I want to know where that came in, to where he had to say that Violet said, let's add that to the book.
Let's add it to the book. And Darna, baby, I love you. But you gotta be more cooperative, and you do have to shut the fuck up sometimes. Because I get it, she's an adolescent, but I was just like, dude, why do we have this banter? First we get it from Violet, now we're getting it from a freaking teenage dragon, mutant ninja turtle. Like, I don't know.
My life with my teenage mutant dragon. It's a Disney, coming to Disney Plus.
But I don't know, it's just it was kind of annoying. But I love her.
I'm throughout this entire book, I'm just like, Andarna, respectfully shut up. I'm sick of you.
You're acting like your bond mate right now.
Going off of that, Andarna saying that she might be the eldest of her den, I just feel like that's major foreshadowing.
Major. She's definitely. Y'all know how we feel about that. Speaking of our love for dragons, Taran slowly turning his head to side-eye Andarna after her calling him old. I don't know why, but it cracks me up. Can you imagine this big-ass dragon just being like... like a little cat? I can just imagine it. It's just like, so
maybe
funny.
Maybe they're just cats.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
There's...
Yeah.
That'd be so cute. I love how Marin makes Violet low-key like Katniss Everdeen with the little bow and arrow, not bow and arrow. Because it's like it's in Fortnite.
Go on.
The crossbow in Fortnite. That's what I imagined it as.
Okay, that's fair.
Right? And I also think Marin is just kind of a badass for having like little arrowheads that are imbued with runes to explode on impact. Like, that's pretty iconic. She said, I'm gonna need this one day, and I made this. Here you go, girl. To go into a little sadder times, in the midst of Lilith and Violet talking, it's Lilith saying that black suits her, it just makes me feel a little emotional. Sorry guys, I'm a Cancer. I get a little emotional and sensitive. I can just be like, imagine being in the world and like your mom or your dad or just your parents in general are like in this ranking system, and like you can't fully show the love, and like it's just I don't know. I get that there's like comparisons to how like the real world is with parents and like how this world is. You're so separated from your parents, but still like loving them, and I feel we never get to hear them just being like real loving family because they're complicated. But I know Violet even says, she's like, this might be the nicest thing that she's ever said to me. That like she looks good. I don't know, I was like, sad. What a little sad little thing. But you mentioned this already in the spill the tea, the trauma response that Violet has for the same smell that was in the interrogation room, and then Xaden holding her hand and saying that they'll set fire to that room. Wow, I felt that in my soul. She was just like, he was like, what's wrong? She's like, the smell.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. That's pretty traumatizing, girl.
Yeah, no, definitely. I just love that Rhiannon always shuts down Xaden, and she's like the one person that's not afraid to stand up to him. So when he was like, I'll take Violet, she's like, actually, as a squad leader, I think that my squad will stick together, but you're welcome to join if you want to. I was like, oh.
Period.
She ate him up with that.
She did.
I'm also just dying at all the dragons landing in the courtyard and Lilith being so annoyed and being like, wow, you guys know how to make an entrance. And then she's just like, oh my God, like, for God's sake, can we open up the freaking gates so they stop jumping in the courtyard?
Iconic. She's so funny. So sad that, okay, like Bade, I get it, but Bade did not deserve to die like that.
Yeah.
And regardless of Jack, killing your own dragon is so fucked up. I mean, that's like the written rule to never whatever. I just fucked.
Yeah,
like that's so sad.
No, it's really sad.
And we've talked about this before, like I don't think we've done it here, but we've talked about it before being so terrible.
Yeah,
it's like killing your own puppy.
I know, like it could make me cry, honestly.
No, I thought about it really hard, long, and probably Bade's just like, what did I do?
Don't cry.
I also want to know, like, how does that feel for the dragon, like the bond being separated when you turn venom
as well?
How heartbreaking and how.
I know. Well, okay, so kind of going off of that, do we think that Jack turned venom after Violet bonded Taryn because he would have already been bonded to Bade? So then how do you think that felt for Bade? They just bonded and then your writer goes and turns venom?
Sad as fuck. I correct me if I'm wrong, but I reread because I saw this, what you pointed out. She mentions that it must have happened after their first match, or I think Xaden asks. It was before. Okay. Yeah. Because Xaden asks Jack and is just like, when did you turn?
Right.
And then he said,
like, none of your business.
None of your business. And then went on a whole tangent later, or like at that moment, about how, why are we like having it on a luck of fate, blah 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 blah, about the most powerful, like just went on a whole power tangent. So it's like within that time, obviously, but I can only imagine like how disappointing and sad that must have been. And like Bade has always just been like straight vibing and like doing what Jack says.
Yeah, it's really sad too when he's just like, see, they have us thinking we're in the inferior species. You see how easy it was to control her? It's really sad. And then Taryn being so heartbroken over it. Oh, it's sad.
It is really upsetting. Speaking of Jack, and like the reality side, I do think he's just a good villain, unfortunately. When he says the whole like quote, we are already among you and now we are free, and he like, she's like says that he's like speaking like this, I can just see how scary that would be, like in the show. And like how, you know, when like the actors have those good monologues when they're villains and stuff, I can just see him being like all worked up and he's like, and now we're free. Not like a cringy way, but in just like a very powerful way.
Yeah,
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, very good villain, very good job. Yes.
To go a little bit into the slight steam, like, thank you, Rebecca, for giving us a breadcrumb.
Something.
The moment of Xaden and Violet getting dressed and Xaden helping her put her armor on. I don't know why it had me sobbing, but oh, I guess because he says like say the word and we'll fly. We're soaring. Fuck, guys, literally, what has this podcast taught you? Fourth Wing is High School Musical.
He's like, say the word, Violet, and we'll fly. And she's like, we can't. And then he just like looks out the window, and he just goes, wait, fuck, how does the song start? You know the world can see us in a way that's different than who we are. And then Violet's like, connecting space between us. They reach for each other till we're separate hearts.
We're soaring, flying. And you imagine he's like breaking out in song, guys.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. It probably in Onyx Storm, he's gonna have his scream moment. I don't know where to go with the right team.
Oh my god!
And then him in the turning hallway. I can see it. Actually, Zac Efron for Xaden. How do we feel?
God,
I'm just kidding. God. I love you, Zac, but you are not a POC.
No.
With peace and love.
With peace and love.
But I want 17-year-old Zac Efron with his East Side jersey
to sing.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Where to go. Did they have to interrupt a good make out to third base / home run stash? Like, Rihanna did crack me up with the whole disengage your body parts or whatever you're doing part. She cracked me up with that. But it was just getting so good. And I knew it was coming. Like, I mean, I've read the book already, but I knew that they weren't going to actually do anything. But him being like, just five minutes. 5 minutes.
I also just hated her being like, this is so different from last night. What happened last night? Violet,
No, yes.
let us in a little bit, girl.
She's like, it's not like the same exploration that we had last night.
Why are you acting like it was your first time?
No.
What was there to explore? What'd you do?
Pretty sure you guys have studied the map and you've seen the map before. She's like, last night. I'm pretty sure they said that we were only sleeping for a couple of hours.
Yes, they did. No wonder they did. She's like, we didn't sleep at all.
I was just like, girl, that was like 2 hours ago. Y'all were like,
no,
and now you guys are doing it again.
No, calm down.
And she's like, I don't know, like, we can't do this, like, it's not right. And he's just like, you say the word and like we can do it.
we can fly,
and then she's like,
and we can
and
do it
suddenly
on the flight.
He picks up my ass and puts me on the desk, and now like clothes are coming off and and she's like, ah. That's how I envision her explaining it.
Bring up something real quick, because I've noticed this in this book, but I've also noticed it in like other books as well. Do we just not like the word butt?
They love the word ass.
They love the word ass.
They love the word ass.
And I feel like it's always like his hands move to my ass. I'm like,
it's so aggressive.
Okay, I don't think that way. Or it's like my ass hits the desk and then he rips off my shirt and I'm like, damn, calm down. Why is it so aggressive?
I don't know. Is it not smutty enough to just say butt?
Or like,
he picks me up and puts me on the desk.
Yeah. He puts me down on the desk. That's all.
He smacks my ass like the drum and puts me on the desk while he rips open my blouse to have my breasts, and his impeccable size starts walking towards me. Like, she doesn't like to say dick.
Oh,
what were you going to say?
I was like, tits?
She doesn't like to say tits, boobies, panani. Like, she says ass, though. Like, it's no. She says my sensitive entrance, but she'll say clit. Like, why are we picking and choosing the terms like that? I don't know.
It's true.
It's very interesting.
I want to know why no romance book ever uses the word dick.
No, I don't know.
Like, we've talked about this in depth, guys.
We've asked people we know.
Why do they choose to use the C word? and not the one that you're thinking.
Not the C-O-C-K. And have we talked about this on the pod?
I feel like we've maybe...
Okay. We've talked about this a lot just in our IRL. But the word cock is so aggressive, and it's just, at least from the consensus survey that we held with the people we know, it's not that popular.
No, it's not a common. Why would you say that when you're getting it on?
It's like, I want your...
I mean, granted, like, I don't know.
I get it. Heat of emotions.
Maybe this is too much. This is getting into it too much. But
girl,
have you ever even referred to it as anything while in the act?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, thank you.
No.
Thank you.
I don't imagine being like, let me on your...
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
And maybe because it's a book, it's like you got to describe it to us, I guess.
But I'm like, I know what a penis is, and I'm good. You don't need to be yelling at me with the word cock. Like, it just doesn't that sound...
No, I hate it. I literally
hate it.
I get they're just words. We shouldn't give them power, but that one, unfortunately,
gives
I do.
a lot of power, and like, respectfully, like, the word clit is also just sometimes like a lot for me.
Yeah.
When they say the swollen version, I don't know.
You know what I think it is? It's kind of the same as like moist. So
yeah.
I feel like it's the consonant into a vowel.
Yeah, it's really harsh.
Yeah.
Very harsh. And it also, I don't know. It's
also how I feel about the other C word.
I love that C word.
You do like it, I know.
Love that word.
I feel like that one might be like too aggressive to say on the pod.
I think so.
At what point will we get like
demonetized?
Canceled? Yeah.
Canceled? No.
Because we don't make money. So there's no risk of being demonetized here. But
I don't know. It seems like words that were picked out from Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, let's put my coke.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not my vibe.
You know which word that I've brought back? And I'm loving it. Should we
say that?
Do you think I can't say that?
If I can't say the C word.
Okay, you think I can't?
I don't know.
Well, you can say it. I just feel like that word always is like, ooh, not that word.
Ugh, but I love it.
Okay, say it. I don't care.
Cunt? Cunty? I don't know. Wait, girl, this just reminded me of, it's like, do you cuss? I do cuss a little.
I do cuss a little. What's your favorite word?
Probably fuck. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I think we should bring back the word twat. But it's even better, and this is like, I love my British fans out there. Yeah. I'm not making fun of you. I just like always, I don't know why, but I slip into a British accent all the time.
You fucking twat.
And so yeah, I feel like you haven't, like, God, you're acting like a fucking twat. You have to say it like that, you know? I love your guys' slang.
It's
like,
so
please,
good.
it's so much better than American slang.
So much better. They also say the word cunt.
They do.
You bloody cunt.
Yeah. Bloody everything.
Bloody.
I love it. I love it.
But I'm so glad. Okay. Comment down in the section below. Do you call it cock or do you call it a dick? Like, what do you call it?
What do you call it?
What do you call it? Last thing I have, which is the worst thing to end this out because it's so boring, but must take a lot of brain power to sort people into sections by like signets and stuff. Never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I never thought about separating people into sections because of their signets.
They're in leadership.
It's true.
You leave it to the big dogs.
Leave it to the big dogs. All right, guys. Let's go into the favorite quotes here.
Okay. Start us off, Cassie.
Chapter 57. Iconic line, Mom and Dad are fighting and everyone knows it. So funny.
Okay. Chapter 57. This is from Taryn. I'd torch him if you like, but you seem pretty attached. But you do seem attached.
But you do seem attached. Chapter 57. This is Zay. He goes, but I've always lacked a certain element of self-control when it comes to you, and our bond makes it way too easy for you to send your intentions without even realizing it. Brittany mentioned this kind of earlier too.
Okay, from chapter 57 as well, I have heat flushes up my neck and stings my cheeks, reminding me of the times my scalp would prickle in his presence. You knew I wanted to kiss you that night by the wall. This is from Violet. I just think it's so funny that that's what her mind went to. And then 2, it confirms the scalp prickling.
She's so embarrassed by that.
No.
Isn't that
girl,
funny?
That's the least. I would be more embarrassed being like, wait, when we've hooked up for the first time and I said that I wanted him to do that and then he did, I'd be like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait a damn minute.
And she's like, God, he knew I wanted to kiss him.
That's so embarrassing.
I'm so embarrassed.
I hate her.
Shut up. Okay. Chapter 58. Oh. This is just such a Violet quote. Whether or not I'm still pissed about his latest reveal, I've missed him every minute he was gone. Just like always.
God, she's bipolar.
No, literally.
Oh my God, I've had it with this girl.
And I feel like she said it like the way I said it.
No, I think so too. I imagine her inner monologue is like, la la la. She's, you know, the one where we were laughing, that one where she's like, Xaden didn't agree with my plan, so I happily took him to bed, content with my own plans.
So dumb.
She's like kicking her little feet.
La la la. It's cracking me up.
All right, my last quote is from chapter 58, and this is from Xaden. And it says, "You're capable of hurting me in ways that I'm not sure you've even begun to fathom, Violet. I might be skilled enough to land a death blow, but you alone have the power to fucking destroy me." I don't like that, guys. I don't like that.
Thank you. But see, this is why I'm grateful for Rebecca revealing that Xaden's going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think the
In
road
some
is going to be
capacity.
difficult to get there.
It's going to be a bumpy road, y'all.
Yeah.
We got some turbulence ahead. All right, my last quote is from chapter 58. "I can't go through months of uncertainty fighting to get you back, not knowing if I've fucked up the only thing that really matters in my life."
Oh, man.
That really matters is crazy.
Okay.
It's our favorite.
Thriving and theorizing. Let's get into it. So last week, I know that I kind of started out a theory and then I said next week will be kind of the part 2 of this theory. Here we are. We finally made it. So if we remember from a couple months ago, Rebecca did an interview where she said that she felt like it was pretty obvious what Violet's second signet was and that there was a line in the book that gave away what Violet's second signet is. I've seen some other people kind of talk about this as well, but I remember we did some deep diving into it. We just were not at this part yet when that interview came out. But Violet says, "I am a person who needs," italics, "information to center myself." Last week in those chapters, when Violet was trying to figure out Xaden's second signet, she said Xaden is a person who needs information. So that parallel just kind of has me thinking that the only logical answer is that she is also intrinsic. Maybe she's a full intrinsic. I don't know. I do have theories on maybe her being something else as well. But I found that to be a very interesting sentence.
Yeah.
And a pretty obvious one of she was saying Xaden is somebody who needs information. I'm somebody who needs information.
Yeah. I mean, and that makes a lot of sense. She always has been like told that she's going to be like the most powerful writer. Right. That is one of the most powerful signets alongside her lightning wielding. Like both of them. Oh my God.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That'd be crazy. But that, and I can see where like it just fully hasn't manifested yet because Andarna is still growing and she's still figuring out all of that. So really good thought. I know I think I've seen that before, but I haven't remembered it till right now. Period, girl.
Yeah. All right, let's get into Final Jam.
All right. I picked some rando ones, but like it makes sense to me. So that's all that matters. Been listening to Miss Ariana Grande, and in her newest album, Eternal Sunshine, the last song on the album is called Ordinary Things, and it just mentions about like me and you'll like it'll never just like be super ordinary. It's just like our love is so different and so ours and whatever. And I was like, oh, so sweet, love it. And then her little grandma says something like never go to bed without kissing goodnight, and I feel like that's so like Xaden being like, we're never gonna go to bed fighting or blah blah blah. So I thought it was just cute. And then the second song, Brittany did this one for you.
I saw it. I was like,
I feel like it's a little random, but I think in my head, oh yeah. Hey boys, if you're listening.
Hey, Dylan, Cole, and Braden. Love you.
So silly saying you here. Guitar Romantic Search Adventure. Brittany and I have been hyper fixating on this song for the past couple weeks.
By Wallows.
So sorry. But you guys should know that. We've been hyper fixating on this song.
It's true.
Just because of Dylan and Lydia. If you know, you know.
Yeah. Parasocial relationships. We are we're the queens
in it.
Of yesterday.
In it.
So my boyfriend he's on Reddit a lot, and he joined like the Wallows Reddit. I really got to get on it because like he's telling me all the drama that's happening. I'm like, no, I need to be experiencing this in real time. And he said that there was people who were like, so do you guys think that Dylan cheated on Lydia? And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm so glad you asked this. And so I started going into it, and I was like, yes, I've thought that. And then I was like, let me analyze your apartment. And I started going like line by line. I was like, so this is why maybe it was a mutual thing. And I was like, oh my God, this is what Chapel Roan was talking about. I need to know the tea. Like I'm so nosy. I want to know what happened so bad. So anyway, then I like walked away. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave. I walked away. I had a thought. I come back. I go, so actually I don't think he cheated on her. And he just started laughing, and I was like, because of that video of him singing Guitar Romantic Search Adventure, and he started crying.
Yep.
And then John was like, what if he was crying because he realized he messed up with a
good point.
This was a great person and he fucked things up. And I was like, shit. And I was like, you're right. So maybe this is his fault.
You walk all defeated.
No,
like,
I literally was just like, it's just too sketchy because Braden and Cole were still following Lydia, and they were not following his new girlfriend, and like, blah, blah, I'm piecing it together. I just need to know. I'm just nosy.
Guys, if you are into Wallows lore,
oh my God, please
start talking to us, because truly we are so hyper fixated on it.
We should put on our Discord a Wallows. Wouldn't that be funny?
We totally should.
I love Wallows. If you guys don't know, they're my favorite band. I've literally been following them forever. And she's like married to them. So I'm like married to them. Like
Braden
flirted with me. So
it's literally baby reindeer, but it's okay.
No, but I'm like not stalking them.
You're not stalking them.
No.
You're just a fan.
I also you know how they always say like you within 7 connections you're related to a famous person.
I think about this a lot.
Okay, so I was within like 1 to 2. Or not related, sorry, but you know
people.
So I knew somebody who knew not Lydia, but his girlfriend before that. So like if you've been following them for a long time, she was in like that Disney movie with him.
Yeah.
So I knew my friends that I grew up with were friends with her, and obviously he was dating her at the time. And so I remember, yeah. And so I was like 2 connections away. Oh gosh.
No, I think about that theory because it works.
Yeah,
it actually works.
But I just remember so mad that they broke up. Well, then he got with Lydia, whatever. But back then, so I have like their family friends, and all of them knew her. And when I first started listening to them, they were like, Dylan? We love Dylan. He's such a sweetie. And they're like, we hang out with him all the time. Next time we hang out, we'll just invite you. That way you can meet him. And I was like,
and then they broke up.
And then they broke up. But I was so close to meeting him and becoming friends with them.
And then you could have been...
I could have been...
the one.
I could have been the one. That's all I'm saying. Damn. It's funny how fate works out, am I right?
Funny how it works out, huh? So, but if you guys are super into the lore...
yeah, hit us up.
Hit us up, because we are also obsessed with music and so many other things.
Yes.
So we're really cool and funky like that. So if you guys want to talk to us about that too, that'd be sick. But yeah... I added that song into it because of the one liner. It's like, will we ever be able to go? Or is that, what's the actual line?
Yeah, something about going on a guitar romantic search adventure. Will we ever get to go? They didn't, guys.
They didn't get to go IRL.
And neither did Xaden and Violet.
Neither did them. And I literally picked that song this week because of that line. And I was like, will they ever get to go?
Anyways, like, we can go out and fly. Just imagine like the guitar strumming in the back. Do, 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 do.
Or imagine. Oh my god.
What?
That in the show. Oh. Getting aggressive. That in the show, in their final goodbye. of this part of the book. Not in forever, but like.
Stop it, because I will cry. No, I've been like really overanalyzing Wallow's songs recently.
She's gonna spiral. I love
will.
it. My last song that I put, and if you see our TikTok, you guys have already seen this. Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Okay, I know that the song is like promoing for like the new Joker movie, but I just think that the lyrics fit so well for Miss Xaden and Violet. Miss Xaden and Violet.
Yeah.
I wish we could put a picture here of like Xaden.
We have Xaden and Violet Sorrengail.
You would take your last name if she wanted.
That's so fair.
But I mean, if you guys heard the song, it's just like, if the world was ending, I'd want to be next to you. It's just so like, ugh.
Yeah.
Hopeless romantic. But yeah, love those. Those are my songs.
Okay, I added, but I feel like we have enough right now. I think we've already talked about the song, but I couldn't remember. So I put Can't Catch Me Now by Olivia Rodrigo. Rodriguez, the little Mexican girl with crying. I put that in because, I don't know, I just feel like it fits the vibe. Well, thanks for listening, y'all.
Well, that's my life.
So glad you...
What? So glad...
I don't remember, honestly.
I don't remember it, but
thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, I hope you guys had fun.
Yeah. We're really getting into the bulk of it, so these next 2 episodes are going to be crazy.
It's going to be a little wild and funky fresh.
Yeah.
So strap in, like I said earlier of this episode. Be sure to check out the discounts for both Valessa and Brittany's mom.
Oh yeah, it's Heidi's Boutique.
Yes,
I should have said that at the beginning.
We'll have all of that information in the description below. Go check our Patreon, our newsletter. If you'd like to keep up to date like every single day, we are active on TikTok and on Instagram. We love interacting with you guys, and it means a lot when you do, because we always look at the comments, so never feel like we don't see it, because we do.
Yeah. We talk about you guys all the time.
We literally do. That's pretty much all we talk about. But if you guys have any questions, theories, recommendations, we just want to hear from you.
Yes.
We love y'all, like truly. We're excited for the next couple episodes and what's coming after that, so just stay tuned. We're so happy to be here. Yeah.
All right, well, on that note, we will see you next week, besties.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Love you. Mwah.